Visionary team, man, what it do with y'all? Welcome back to another video out in a bit. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk to y'all about something today, man. And as you all know, this is going to go on a challenge playlist, and this is going to go on a Nofap day 245 or some shit like that. I'm not actually on day 245. I wish I was. But, you know, it just, I fucked up when I was on day 3, my G. I ain't gonna spec cap to you, man. I fucked up when I was on day 3. You know, and one thing about my YouTube page, I have it very organized, so so I'm looking at this NoFap challenge extremely different from the norm. You feel me? You know. But I just want to explain this right quick. I am on a high streak though. Real talk, man. I want to talk about this right quick, man. I'm gonna put a video about this on my Where the Trillionaires. No, Word of Visionaries, actually. I'm gonna put a video about this on my Word of Visionaries probably in the future or some shit like that. And what I'm gonna talk about is, look, G, the moment it is that you decided to start NoFap, the moment you decided to do NoFap, my G, that is the moment it is that you have to do it for the rest of your life. Now, what do I mean by that? Look, man, I always talk about this. So let me give you an example right quick. Let's say like with this NoFap day right here, I'm putting on my visionary team. It says NoFap day 245 or some shit like that. I don't know. But let's say I was on NoFap day 245, right? You feel me? Or, you know, it don't even have to be that high. It could be on like NoFap day 30 or some shit like that. Like NoFap day 15. You know what I'm saying? So let's say I was like, let's say I was on those days, right? Let's say I was on day 15 or some shit like that, right? I was on day 15, and basically I had the intention of never relapsing ever again or some shit like that, right? And let's say I gave in and I relapsed. Point I'm trying to get across is that first relapse it is that I did, right? Even though, look, man, and you know, real talk, I'm going to tell you what it is. When you relapse one time, my G, you're not going to feel a whole lot of side effects. And what I mean is, you're not going to feel like you lost anything. Real talk, man. You honestly not going to feel like you lost anything. You're not going to feel like you lost any progress and nothing like that. I'm telling you the game. But even though that's what's going to happen, if you relapse one time, you're not going to feel a side effect. That one time is the worst one to do it of all, my G. That one time is the worst to do it of all. And the reason as to why that one time is the worst one to do it of all is simply because what's going to happen is after you finish doing it just that one time, the feeling is going to be too great. I'm telling you what it is. So when the feeling is too great, what I mean is now you're going to be craving it on a consistent basis. Real talk. I'm telling you the game. You're honestly going to feel like craving it day in and day out, day in and day out. Real talk. When you do it just that one time. And what's going to happen is since the feeling is too great, since your body is craving that shit, then what's going to happen is it's going to be a 99.99999% chance you're going to do it again and again and again and again and again and again. That's the binging process. That's step 5 of the NoFap relapse loop. So let me talk about that right quick. What is the NoFap relapse loop? NoFap relapse loop. There are 6 steps of the NoFap relapse loop, or it's technically 5, but you can add 6. The first step is you have a purpose to doing NoFap. So so let's say you're on day 0 at the current moment or some shit like that, right? Now you're gonna get motivated to do NoFap. So that's step 1. You're gonna have a purpose to do NoFap. Step 2 is you're going to attempt to do NoFap. You're gonna get high up on the days. Real talk. You're honestly going to get high up on the days of NoFap. You might get on day 15, day 30, day 100, day 180. I don't know how far you're going to go. But that's step 2, though. Step 3 is you're going to feel the fuck ass urges. You're going to feel the urges when you are high up on the days. I'm telling you what it is. So when you reach like, you know, when you reach like day 7, that's when your bitch ass urges want to come out and try to fuck you up on some shit, you know. So, you know, when you get high up on the days, I always say NoFap is a gift and NoFap is a curse. The gift is you get the gift of life. The curse is it's trying to take away your gift of damn life by giving you the urges and go back to your old ways. But I swear, man, Shit crazy as hell. But real talk, it's like an angel and a damn demon or some shit. Angel on your left shoulder, demon on your right shoulder. I'm telling you. That's literally what the fuck it is. But real talk though, man. So that's step 3 though. Step four is, you know, it's gonna, you know, when you look, man, when you get high up on the days, step 2. When you get high up on the days, right? Step 3, you're gonna feel the fuck ass urges, and your urge is gonna give you all the excuses in the world. Gonna give you all the reasonings, gonna give you all the excuses. It's like a sales pitch. It's gonna tell you everything it is that you want to hear, right? So since the feeling is too great, now you high up on the days, the feeling is, you know, like the urge is too great. You're craving it all the time and shit. What's going to happen is step 4, it's going to be a 99% chance that you're going to relapse. I'm telling you what it is. And you're just going to relapse just that one time. Real talk, man. You're going to relapse just that one time when you know, like I said, you're just going to relapse that one time, right? So that's step 4. Step 5 is basically what I'm talking about in this video. Step 5 is, so now since you relapse just that one time, right? Since you relapse just that one time, now what's going to happen is basically once you did that first relapse, now the feeling because look, man, I'm speaking from experience. I remember this. Like I remember I was on a 20-day streak, right? I was on a 20-day streak and I relapsed just one time. Real talk, I relapsed just one time. And that first 30 minutes, that first hour, I told myself I was going to never do it again, my G. And real talk. You know, real talk, man. I literally believed I was going to never do it again in that first 30 minutes, the first hour. A couple hours later on some shit, motherfucker, I did it. And simply because I felt the urges. I felt the cravings. You know, it's something in your lower stomach area when you get the urges and shit. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, your cravings, I'm telling you, man, that's how it gets you, though. Your cravings is going to fuck you up when you're on Nofap, my G. Real shit, I'm telling you the game. I'm telling you the game, man. It's really some bullshit. Real talk. But point I'm trying to get across in this video, though, the moment that you decide to do Nofap, man, the moment you decide to do Nofap, you can no longer jack off ever again. That's the point I'm trying to get across. Like I said before, I know, let's say you get extremely high up on the days. Like I said in the video, this is step 3. Your urge is going to get in your way and it's going to give you all the excuses in the world. So basically, your urges is going to tell your brain, to talk to you consciously, so you could, and it's going to make sure, like I said, it's a sales pitch. So it's going to make sure it sounds extremely good. Your cravings is going to make sure that it you know, that your brain is how the fuck can I describe this shit? But point I'm trying to get across is your brain is going to get heavily influenced by your cravings. So your cravings is basically persuading your brain to tell you everything it is that you know you ain't trying to hear ever again, but it's going to tell you that shit so you can let out your semen that's inside of your damn body. I'm telling you what it does. This is how you fuck up. But this is what I'm saying. You can't relapse one time. Because the moment that you relapse just that one time, my G, like I said, you know, that one time, you ain't gonna, when you do it that one time, right, you're not gonna feel like you lost any benefits and nothing like that when you do it one time. Not at all. But the thing that you're gonna feel the most is you're gonna feel a whole lot of cravings. And like I just said, that cravings is gonna persuade your brain and tell you everything it is that you want to hear so you could go back to your old ways, my G. So if the cravings is that deep, if the cravings feel so fucking strong when you get high up on the days, right? Let's say you're on day 100 or some shit like that, right? And let's say you're on day 100 and you feeling urges left and right, but you didn't relapse yet, right? So if the urges are so strong when you didn't relapse yet and you're on day 100, imagine when you let out that first relapse. After that 100-day streak. Motherfucker, you're going to be busting nuts left and damn right. I'm telling you what it is. And I'm speaking from experience. My highest no-fap streak I ever did was 160 days, my G. Real talk. 160 days of my no-fap streak. Real talk, man. I think 165 or some shit like that. This is back in 2017. I'm very proud of myself for doing that shit. And real talk, man, I remember, I'll never forget this, man. I remember I was on day 80, my G. Hold up. Oh, my battery. Hold up. I gotta make this shit quick. But I remember I was on day 80, right? When I was on day 80, my G, I still remember that day. When I was on day 80, I was going through that in this bitch. I ain't gonna sit back and cap. I'm telling you, I remember that shit, man. I was going through it. Real talk, man. I was honestly going through it. Like, them urges was fucking me up on the inside. I don't know how the fuck I prevailed. I'm telling you what it is, man. Real shit. So if it's like that before you even relapse, imagine when you finally let it out, my G. Imagine when you finally let it out. This is why you going. This is the only reason as to why you go on a binging streak, B. But real talk, this is the only reason as to why you go on the binging streak. This is the only reason why. The only reason why you go on a binging streak is simply because the feeling is too great. The craving is going to be too great after you finish doing it just that one time. I'm telling you the game. This is why I always say, this is also another reason as to why I always say you need to have an infinite abundance of real women in your life. It don't matter if you have sex one time, my G. So let's say you was on, let me use this one now. Let me use this example right quick. Let's say you was on a 100-day streak, right? You was on a 100-day streak. Instead of you relapsing with your hand or some shit, let's say you use a female. Real talk. Let's say you use a real female to release your nut out. I'm telling you what it is. Kudos to you on some shit like that. However, at the end of the day, how about she got to go to work or something like that after y'all finish doing the deed? And on top of that, how about she lived in a different location or some shit like that? So now she live in a different location. It probably take her like a day to, let's say she from a different state or some shit like that. And on top of that, she probably got a job she got to go to and shit like that. She got her own thing she got to do. So here you go. You rely on that one female, right? While you're relying on that one female, what's going to happen is, and when that female is busy throughout the day, and let's say you was on a 100-day streak or something like that, and she the one that let your nut out on some shit, like I'm telling you right now, the moment you let out that first nut, that's the worst one to do it of all. So here you go. You just finished having sex or some shit. At the end of the day, though, like I just told you, the craving is going to be too great. Now she's back in her state. You know what I'm saying? She got a job she got to go to. She can't come back to your crib in like another week or some shit like that. What the fuck are you going to do? It's going to be a 90% chance that you're going to give in and you're going to jack off. I'm telling you what it's going to be a 90% chance on this one, simply because you might be waiting for her on some shit. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Now, that's discipline. I'm telling you what it is. Or you might just say, fuck it, since the craving is too strong, you're going to go back to you stroking your damn meat. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, you just got to be aware of how this shit begin your ass. And I became aware of this shit. I know where this shit be coming from. I know. I'm telling you the game. I'm going to say it one more time. I know how it feels to be high up on the days and then, you just relapse one time or some shit like that. Real talk, I'm telling you the game. You relapse one time or some shit. Here you go. Let's say you was on day 30 or something like that, right? And you say, oh, I'm never going to relapse ever again. Bull fucking shit. I'm speaking from experience. 30, like couple hours later, you're going to feel like doing it again, my G. That's how it gets you, bro. That's how it gets you. It's really fucked up because you ain't trying to do this shit. It's not even just with that. What do you get out of beating off, my G? What do you get out of releasing your semen, my G? What do you get? You don't get a damn thing. I'm telling you what it is. Man, but yeah, man. That's all I'm saying. So let me talk about this one last time. I just want to get my point across, man. I'm going to say this one more time. The moment you decide that you want to do Nofap, my G, the moment you decide you want to do Nofap, look, man, I'm going to say it one more time. The moment that you decide to do Nofap, that means that you're going to have to be on Nofap for the rest of your life. Here you go. You can't get high up on the days and then say, oh, I'm on day 45, so let me just relapse one time. You can't do that. You can't get high up on the days and let's say you on day 90 or some shit like that, right? And then you say, oh, you know, I'm on relapse. You can't do that shit. And the reason as to why I'm saying you can't do that shit is simply because the moment that you do that shit, the moment you let out that first nut, like I said, you ain't gonna feel no side effects. You still might feel the same. You might only lose like 5% or 10% of your power or some shit like that. That's all. I'm telling you the game. But even though what it is that you're going to feel at 100%, what you're going to feel at 100% is you're going to feel these fuck ass urges at 100% maximum volume out in this bitch. And when you feel one thing about feelings, my G, one thing about feelings, it's not even just with Nofap. Like, it's like, let's say you're trying to approach a girl, some shit like that, right? What will be the reason as to why you want to approach that girl? Because you are afraid, aka you feel that you're going to get rejected on some shit. So point I'm trying to get across is your feelings is one of the main persuasions when it comes to actions out in this bitch. When you don't feel like doing shit, what happens? You ain't gonna do it. When you feel, when talking about this subject right here, when you feel hella horny, when it's at 100% volume on some shit like that, what the fuck you think you're gonna do? I'm telling you, man, you're gonna give in. The fuck? I'm telling you what it is, man. That's how I get you though, bro. That's how I get you, man. So, but yeah, man, that's basically all this I want to say, man. I'm gonna get this video up to 20 minutes, man. All it is I'm saying, man, you can no longer jack off ever again, my G. Real talk, man. You honestly can no longer jack off ever again. I'm gonna say it one more time, man. The moment you decide you want to do Nofap, my G, that means you're going to have to do Nofap for the rest of your life, literally for the rest of your life. You can't just do it one time. You can't do it once every blue moon. You can't do it from time to time. No, you got to do it for the rest of your life, my G. That's going to be your new lifestyle, because the moment that you do it just that one time, it's like the moment you do it just that one time, hell's gates open. I'm telling you what it is. Like I said, you won't feel no side effects fade away, but you're going to feel these fuck ass urges. It's going to be at 100% maximum volume. I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling you the game, man. This is why you can't do it, period. That's all I'm trying to say in this video, man. You honestly can't do that shit, period, man. I'm telling you, man. Telling you, bro, but that's part of the Nofap relapse loop, man. I'm telling you, like I said, you gotta be aware of where the fuck this shit be coming from. You gotta be aware of the pattern. You gotta be aware of this shit. I'm telling you, man. And it's just me regurgitating at this point. Like I said, I'm gonna get it up to 20 minutes, man. But yeah, man, that's how I get you though, man. That's honestly how I get you, my G. Real shit, man. That's honestly how I get you on some shit. I had something I wanted to say. I feel like I got my point across. I just want to make sure I said it the perfect way I could say it on some shit. I really am trying to say it like that, man. Just trying to, because like I said, I know. It's just like, I'm gonna say this one more time though. If the feeling is that strong, like I said, let's say you on day 50 or some shit like that, right? Let's say you on day 50 and you feeling urges left and right. So if the urge is that strong when you haven't relapsed and you're on day 50, if the urge is that strong when you haven't relapsed on day 50, then imagine when you finally do it just that one time, my G. Imagine when you do it just that one time on that 50-day streak. You're going to be busting nuts left and right. That's all I'm trying to say, man. You're going to be busting nuts left and right, bro. Like I said, man, the craving is too strong. The feeling is too great. That's what I'm saying. You can, look, man, you can no longer jack off ever again the moment you decide to do this damn challenge. That's all I'm trying to say, bro. You can no longer jack off when you attempting to do this challenge, man. You can't even do it one time. I know you probably want to do it from time to time and shit like that. I know you probably want to have it released, but the moment that you let that release out, man, the moment you release that shit out, what's going to happen is, like I said, Hell's Gates is going to open. It's going to give you all the excuses in the world to keep on pumping it out, 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 all the way to the point where you can no longer do that shit, all the way to the point where your penis turn red, all the way to the point where you have an erectile dysfunction. I'm telling you, this is how I get you, though. This is how I get you. I'm telling you the game, man. Like I said, man, this goes for both genders. Both genders are battling the temptation of lust and some shit, especially when you're young or some shit, because you got all the sexual energy in the damn world. I'm telling you the game. I'm telling you, man, it takes, like I said, man, if I had the opportunity to motherfucking just bust nuts digitally without no motherfucking side effects, I'm telling you, motherfucker, if I had the opportunity to do that shit with no side effects, motherfucker, I will be doing it. I'm telling you what it is. But when you do that shit, man, it's a whole lot of side effects. You know, you start to be depressed. You start to be insecure. You start to not feel like doing anything. You know what I'm saying? What's some other shit? You start to be lazy. It's a whole lot of side effects that comes from doing that shit, man. I'm telling you what it is. That's why I stay my very best away from that shit, bro. Real talk, I hate doing this shit. I hate doing it. I despise it. Real talk, man. You get nothing out of doing it. I just, I ain't gonna put no victim. I am gonna put a victim mentality. I don't know why your body do this shit. I'm telling you what it is, man. Like your body, look, man. It just, just imagine if you was on Nofap for the rest of your life, my G. How do you think your life would be? I always say that. How do you think your life would be if you was on Nofap for the rest of your life, bro? You'll probably be your own God, my G. I'm telling you what it is, and you gotta think about that shit. It's facts. You will have to be your own God, my G. You will have to be your own God. It's a reason as to why your temptations. You gotta think about that shit. You honestly gotta think about that. Why are you getting high up on the days, and why are you feeling the urges to go back to your old ways? That's how you know that you gotta think about that shit. You on a path of trying to be great. You know you ain't trying to jack off ever again. You know you ain't trying to fap ever again, right? So here you go. You out here trying to be great on some shit. So you on the path of being to the top, being a winner. So why is it that you gotta be tempted to go back to your old ways, my G? Why do you have to have like a setback? Why do you have to have a setback when it comes for you to be great, my G? You gotta think about that shit. What is stopping you? Why is jacking off stopping you from being great, my G? Like, why is the cravings, why is the urges trying to stop you? Let me say this one more time. Why is the urges trying to stop you from you getting on the path of greatness, from you getting on the path of being to the top? Why is your urges trying to stop you from doing that shit? Because one thing about me, man, when I listen to my urges, and that's basically what the fuck I'm talking about in this video. When I listen to my urges, my G, like I said, when I do it just that one time, I ain't doing it just one time, my G. I am doing it infinitely. But why does our body try to stop us from being great, my G? You gotta think about that shit. You gotta think about that. Why would your own body try to stop you from being great? That's how you. It's just weird. It's just weird. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, bro, but I feel like I really do feel like I got my point across, man. Your own body gonna stop your ass from being great out in this bitch. Instead of your body not giving you no cravings, instead of your body not giving you no urges, your body is gonna motherfucking give you some motherfucking cravings, give you some motherfucking urges, so you could go back to your old ways and be a failure. Knowing if you go back to your old ways and being a failure, you get nothing from doing it. You become broke, become lazy, you become all type of shit. But yet your body is gonna encourage you to do that shit. Your body a damn demon. But your body a demon, boy. It makes sense. We are living in the world of Satan now. I'm just telling you the game, man. So it makes sense. You trying to live right by God and shit like that, and then you gotta battle this fuck ass shit. Telling you what it is, man. But But yeah, man, other than that though, man, I feel like I got my point across, man. So if you are a person that recently relapsed and some shit like that, man, if you're a person that recently relapsed and you did it just one time, my G, hey man, do your very absolute best to just stick by that, just by doing that shit one time. And if you give in multiple times, my G, I understand, my G. Real talk, man. I honestly understand. Real shit. It's one of the hardest, it's the hardest battle on earth. I'm telling you what it is. So I'm just telling you the game. And you know, like I said, do your very best to not do that shit, man. I'm just real talk, man. So the next time you get back, you start to feel motivated to attempt to do the Nofap challenge again. Hey, man, do your look, man. Never jack off again, my G. Do not focus on anything that's going to make you relapse out in this bitch. Do not do anything that's going to make you relapse, my G. I'm telling you the game, man. Real talk, man. Learn all the patterns. See where all the patterns is coming from and shit like that, man. So you never do this shit ever again. But if you like this video on some shit, stay tuned for some more videos. And we out. Peace up.